Hello everyone, welcome back to Musings with Liz. I've got some notes here. We're going to talk about our awareness and our shifting from one reality to another reality, everything that's going on in the world, how it affects us, how it should affect us, how it shouldn't affect us, and all that kind of stuff. So I've written notes here. I'm going to read through them and then I'm going to dissect them and talk more ad lib. But my notes are here only for reference so that I don't miss anything out. So, if you're comfortable, sit down, make yourself comfortable, have a cup of tea or something with you, and unwind, relax, and ponder on these musings, on these thoughts. So, point number one is you lift by choice and not by force. So, the old system doesn't need you to fight it, dismantle it, expose it, or argue with it. That's all still engagement, still tying your string to the heavy stone. You rise because awareness remembers itself. You rise because you stop feeding the frequency that keeps you small. You rise because you choose the timeline that matches who you truly are, not what the world is shouting. So basically, non-engagement. The thing about, energy flows where your focus is. You focus on one thing, that's where the energy goes, and you engage with the system, so therefore you perpetuate it. So it's a bit like the analogy of a helium balloon, and if it's not tethered to anything, it rises naturally. But if you tie it down to a weight, that weight pulls it down. It doesn't allow it to rise up where it naturally wants to go. So we naturally are spirit beings, remembering that actually we don't need to be tethered to this world, to this so-called reality. And we're being weighed down by everything that we hear, everything we see, everything we talk about, everything we think. And all these things are dense and they're keeping us tethered and pulled down. So what we need to do is release those things that keep us pulled down so that we can float naturally up to the reality, the experience that we want to live in. Among certain circles, spiritual circles, they say 5D, the 5D, going from 3D to the 5D. But cutting that out without all those labels and everything, basically we're rising up to a reality that actually is something other than what we've been experiencing all this time in this density, in this reality. The next point I've made notes on is the old timeline carries on, but you don't have to. So the corruption, the noise, the political theatre, the manufactured fear, that all continues like a channel on a TV. But you don't have to sit there watching it, believing it's the only programme airing. You're not collapsing that timeline, you're simply changing the channel. Your experience shifts because you shift. So people are thinking, right, this timeline is being deconstructed, it's collapsing, and we need to let it collapse in order to replace it with something new. I don't think that's actually the case. I think what's happening is that we're choosing to be tuned into this reality, like when you sit in front of the television and you tune into a particular channel and you engage with that channel and you watch it and you soak in everything that channel is airing. Well, if we turn the channel, that channel carries on airing what it's airing, showing what it's showing, but it's not in your perception. You're no longer watching it, so therefore it's still carrying on in the background, and people that choose to tune into that reality will carry on experiencing the lies, the manipulation, the wars, the fear, the terror, the starvation, the anger. But because you have changed channel, you basically no longer experience that. You've elevated yourself. You're that helium balloon that's actually been untethered from the weight that's kept it down. So let's not think, oh, we have to destroy this reality in order to replace it with a new one. This reality will carry on for those that are still in that frequency. For people that are still in that mindset, in that kind of belief system and caught up by it all and everything, they'll just carry on experiencing more of the same. When we disengage ourselves from that, we basically experience something different, and so therefore our reality, we will become aware. Our awareness of our surroundings and what's happening in our lives will be different. We'll realise actually all those kind of fearful things that have been told that we're going to experience and everything don't come into our reality. Third, fear tethers, awareness lifts. This is carrying on from what I just said. So fear shrinks awareness back into the body mind. I am this small self and I must survive this world. Awareness expands you back into truth. I am the one witnessing all this. I can choose my alignment. Fear ties the string to the ground. Awareness releases it. So it's all a case of how you view yourself. Are you this small, insignificant, tiny, weak individual that you think, I have to survive this world, what am I going to do? I'm going to run away, I'm going to go up to the mountains, I'm going to take a survival pack with me, I'm going to live in a cave, I'm going to run away from everything, and you act out of fear? Or are you just the awareness, witnessing everything that's going on around you and then choosing to actually opt out of it with your frequency? And once you start doing that on a conscious level, you'll start seeing that actually the things that you experience are not the things that everyone else is experiencing. Point number 4, your attention is your steering wheel. Now this is very important. Every time you invest your energy into the world's drama, whether it's politics, war, outrage or catastrophe, you are literally feeding the timeline you're trying to leave. It's not about ignoring suffering, it's about not letting the old frequency claim your consciousness. You choose where you land by choosing what you nourish. Now, people have said, when I've pointed this out, oh, but Liz, you're kind of bypassing, and it's a spiritual bypass, and you're living in cloud cuckoo land and you're ignoring the reality of the situation. You're just kind of sticking your fingers in your ears and you're humming really loudly, covering your eyes, and basically that's not right. That's spiritual bypass. But it's not true, because where you invest your energy is what you experience, and you keep on feeding that. It's like when you're obsessed about something and you kind of focus on it so much, it becomes all-encompassing, and it's what you are really, really engrossed in, and you just keep on feeding it. It's a bit like a parasite. If you keep on giving it the right environment, you're inviting that parasite to carry on feeding on you. If you clear out that environment so that it is back to a state of pureness, that parasite will wither away and die. What we're doing as a collective and as individuals is, remember, each individual makes up the collective. What we're doing as individuals and then as a collective, we are feeding, we're stoking the fire. We're putting more and more logs on the fire, stoking it and keeping it roaring. So when people say, oh yeah, but I need to be updated, I need to know what's going on in the world, I need to see the news, and Trump is this and Trump is that, and Epstein this, and child trafficking there, and the politics and digital ID and everything. Okay, keep on going on that merry-go-round, because basically you're keeping it alive. You're opting out. You are instead letting go of that old frequency, and you're choosing consciously to opt out of it, to not give it fuel. You're not putting wood on the fire. You're not stoking it. You're not keeping it alive. You're taking your energy away from it, and you're focusing on lifting yourself up away from it. Number 5, you rise because rising is your nature. So you don't strain to ascend. You allow what's heavy to fall away by not gripping it. Awareness naturally floats. It's the untethering that's the work. So it's not supposed to be arduous. I've thought about this for a long time in terms of like, go to this workshop, go to this retreat, do this kind of practice. It's hard work, isn't it? It's something that you kind of have to really focus on and work on consciously. I have to do this practice, I have to go to this retreat, I have to go to this school of learning, etc., etc. And so you're engaged in all these practices. But it's supposed to be something that's natural to us. We're supposed to ascend and kind of develop and evolve and become who we really are, remember who we really are, effortlessly. The minute you using that analogy of the helium balloon, the minute you kind of untie it from everything that's weighing it down, what does it naturally do? It floats up. Why does it naturally float up? Because it's got the helium gas in it that is naturally propelling it upwards. So we have the spirit within us. We are spirit. We've allowed ourselves to be tethered to this realm, to this world, to this reality. But we have naturally within us the element that will lift us up if we untether, if we let go of all the weights. So it's not about earning your way up to the ceiling and kind of floating away into the reality that we desire. It's about allowing what is natural to unfold within us. Number 6, you're not escaping the world, you're tuning into a clearer layer of it. When people hear new timeline, some think apocalypse or destruction. But it's not destruction, it's divergence. The old world stays where it is, loud, chaotic, dense. But those aligned with clarity, heart, coherence and truth begin experiencing a different layer of reality. That's what I said. Same planet, different frequency band. And picking up also on the word apocalypse. Apocalypse doesn't mean what we have been taught it means, and it doesn't even appear in the Bible as a word. Apocalypse actually means unveiling, revealing. So everything's been unveiled now. Everything is being revealed. It's nothing to fear. So the world carries on as it is. It stays where it is, with all the chaos, with all the noise, with all the fear and everything, like I said. But we start experiencing a different reality because of how we are aligned. So we're on just a different frequency band. Again, the television analogy, you just switch channels. Number 7, this shift is already happening for many, including you. So if you're watching this and you know what I'm talking about and you've come to this channel and what I'm saying to you actually makes sense and it's not a load of gobbledygook and like you think, oh, this is a load of rubbish or whatever. But if you actually understand what's being said here, the shift is already happening and it's already happening for you. This is the part that gives everyone hope. I'm not telling you what to fear. I'm reminding you that you are already feeling what you are already feeling. You see through things more easily. You are less reactive. You are less willing to invest in the chaos. And you feel like you're lifting, even if you don't have the language for it. You know internally that you are metamorphosizing, you are changing, you are that. You are beginning the journey to become the butterfly. And through beginning the journey of becoming the butterfly, there are certain stages that the butterfly goes through. And what we're experiencing and what we're disengaging ourselves from now is the metamorphosis stage. We're going through that kind of transformation. So these are the things that have come to my mind this morning. It's all about reflecting. It's all about getting away from the whole noise. You know, we are our senses are always assailed by so much noise. It could be physical noise, it could be thoughts. Our thoughts are things that kind of accuse us or confuse us or put some fear, and so we give so much weight to what we think, our thoughts. I'm learning also that lots of our thoughts, the majority of our thoughts, are there to keep us tethered, to be in fear, to run the programs that we've been brought up with. From childhood, we've been programmed into believing certain things, behaving in certain ways, and our thoughts run in the background always, churning out, you know, all these programs, and we just go with them. But once you're aware, once you realize that you are not your thoughts and you're not your body, that you are just, someone said an analogy about a car. So let's imagine that our body is a vehicle, which it is. When you step into your car, when you sit in your car and you turn on the engine, that vehicle, that shell, almost like becomes alive. It starts moving. You press the pedal, you engage the clutch and put it into gear, and you know you've got a destination to go to, and that vehicle takes you from A to B. Then you get to your destination, you get out of the vehicle, and that vehicle is not animated anymore. It doesn't move. It needs you to go into the car to start the engine up for it to function. Our spirit is the individual that gets into the car. Our spirit, what we really are, inhabits this shell, this car, this vehicle. And in order for me to walk from here to across the room, in order for me to eat, in order for me to run, in order for me to think, in order for me to do anything, for me to be animated, I need that spirit inside that energizes me. Just like the person that steps into the car is the thing that actually turns the ignition and makes the car come to life. So when all is said and done, we have to realise that that's what we really are, and we are eternal. And what we're experiencing now, we're going back home. We're going back home, and we're recognising that actually we can free ourselves. We can unprogram the programming that's been there since birth. We can unprogram and unplug. We can consciously choose to unplug from everything. So there's so much more to be said about this, but I will carry on this video based on the comments that are given below in the comments section. Now I'm going to reiterate this. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to debate. I'm not here to say I've got all the answers and I'm a guru and I'm a teacher and you need to follow me. I'm not looking for subscriptions. I'm not looking for followers. I'm not looking for any of that. It's just me thinking out loud, sharing what I have come to observe, what I have learnt so far. I'm open to people maybe putting a different perspective on what's being said. But ultimately, it's not a channel where we judge one another. It's not a channel where we accuse one another, and it's not a channel where we are horrible to one another. That's not my intention. That's not what this channel is about. And I know that this may attract people that are from all sorts of backgrounds, religious backgrounds, atheistic backgrounds, spiritual backgrounds, and we all see things through our own particular lens. I see the world the only way I can, through my eyes, and experience it the only way I can, because I'm me and you are you, and you experience yours differently. So with that in mind, when you comment, please be mindful of the fact that we're not here to be divided. We're here to come together as one, because we are in effect one. We are all that is. So anyway, I'm rambling on now. So take care. I hope this has helped, and I'll catch you next time. Looking forward to your comments. Bye.